It was only a matter of time before we found you.
Wait a minute. She got the bat wings. Wow, spend that budget. That's what I'm talking about. That looked dope.
Yeah.
What's going on? It's your boy Santa with the intel, and you already see that Rakai is in the building. What's going on with you, my guy?
Hello, Governor.
Yo, are you a fan of Percy Jackson?
As you know, I spent a lot of time in the classroom teaching. And because I taught middle school kids, that was the proving ground for this particular set of books. So yes, I've actually read the books. Rick Riordan is a great YA author. Me and I got my kids into Percy Jackson early, so yeah, I'm into it.
Not bad. Yeah, I mean, I was a fan. I did read the books just because I was curious. When the original movies came out, I was like, well, let me at least get a backstory on that. And I did enjoy them. It was really good storytelling. I did enjoy the first movie. The second one, maybe not so much. So when this one came out, I was a little surprised. I thought it was going to be a movie. Come to find out, it is a series, and it is a series that is gathering a lot of steam. Regarding IMDb, it already has an 8.2 with over 3,000 votes. So that's a very big deal when you have that many votes for a score that high. So we're about to hop in and see what it's about. Make sure you stay towards the end because we're gonna be chopping it up, having a quick little breakdown and a review of everything we just got done watching. I promise you're gonna wanna check it out. So without any further ado, let's get started.
Turn away while you still can. Because once you know what you are,
you can't go back.
And they'll come for you.
All right. And this episode is called, I accidentally vaporized my pre-algebra teacher. So
yeah,
there's some context for you.
I saw something. At least, I could have sworn I saw something.
Hey.
It's all in my imagination. But if it happens again, make sure to tell someone. It happened again. So real 1 minute, and the next.
What a loser.
Hey fellas, want to come hear about the imaginary stuff I see? I met Grover. We had a lot in common.
Kids are assholes.
Yeah.
It felt good to talk about these things with Grover. I could almost believe they were imaginary. Weird, but harmless. Until the day that changed too. Until the day one of them decided to come for me.
It's gotta be the worst. When you feel like no one understands you and you feel like you're just crazy.
Yeah, and then add the bullying on top of it. You crazy and bullied.
And I believe you'll be needing this. Hang on to that. It is a mighty instrument.
They say it's mightier than the sword.
They do say that. And I tend to agree.
There are all sorts of schools of thought about what drives that kind of bullying. Childhood trauma, feelings of inadequacy.
Look, I get the Nancy's issues. I'm just getting tired of her taking them out on me.
They really swapping each other's meats out.
Meat for a cheese.
Oh, no. No. No, if there's one thing I know about bullies, it is that you should never, ever stand up to them.
What? Who told you that?
He said, yeah, that doesn't sound right.
There are better places out there.
Oops.
Percy?
Percy pushed me!
Well, you shouldn't have been talking trash. What did we learn?
It was only a matter of time before we found you.
Wait a minute. She got the bat wings. Wow, spend that budget. That's what I'm talking about. That looked dope.
Yeah.
Where is it?
And more than just a pen. Wow. So I wonder, what did the other people see? Because they obviously don't see these things. So
they covered it in the first movie, but they really covered it in the second movie, where things that come out of the magical world, they use this stuff called mist. They kind of like, I don't know, for vampires, like glamoring, I guess.
I don't understand. Didn't anyone just see that? Where's Mrs. Dodds?
Percy, There's no one here by that name.
He's like, I'm cray for real.
A little bit.
I do.
Go on.
Percy had told me earlier in the day that he wanted to get back at Nancy for all she'd done to her.
Dang.
Yes, I did.
He said, nah, man, I'm gonna stick out for me.
I know, that betrayal cuts deep.
Whew.
And that's the thing too, man. You can be hurt by some people, but betrayal can only be by those close to you.
Do you want to tell me what you think did happen? You can tell me. I might just understand.
You want to bet?
I ain't mad at you. I'm like, I don't know, man.
I don't know where your mom is. I'm not Nostradamus. What are we doing, Percy? Every time.
He said, I'm sitting here losing at imaginary poker.
Since when are you going to Montauk?
I called to reserve the place as soon as I got off the phone with Yancey.
Who's Yancey?
The school?
Okay.
Need you to catch up, my guy.
No, I hate watching the Knicks alone.
So do I.
Make sure they put the hot peppers on my sandwich.
The hot peppers?
Like that.
I said please.
We're here.
On three?
Ready? 1, 2.
I don't know. More real, maybe. Then we're at the museum and...
You saw something.
A little bit, mama. A little bit. Yeah.
A little bit.
What did she say to you?
Uh-oh. I don't know.
She.
Wait a minute.
How did you know it was a she?
You know what's going on, mama?
Ah, mommy screwed up,
Do you know
huh?
why we come to this cabin every year?
Because it's
I know.
near the septic tank, so it's cheap.
We come to this place every year because this is the place I met your father.
My dad. What does my dad have to do with this?
Yeah, he's
That
kind of a big
deadbeat.
deal.
Like that deadbeat.
And then I realized he was unlike any man I had ever met before because he wasn't a man at all. He was a god.
Yeah, just out with it. Just say it.
If I was him, I was like,
You
oh.
fell in love with God? Like,
I was
like Jesus?
God. A god. Percy.
if I was him, I was like, oh, so this crazy, it passes down. It's hereditary.
Sometimes they are known as half-bloods.
Yeah, you heard that word before.
The monster called me.
Yep.
Why are you telling me
Percy,
this?
I know that this is hard to understand, but you have to believe me that this is real.
This is crazy. Okay, I'm not a god.
No, you're a demigod.
You should have asked me before you... Whatever it is you're gonna say, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, look at his
Grover?
legs.
Percy,
Yeah.
I feel very good about how we're doing so far.
Grover!
What?
Grover, why is there half a goat in your pants?
Oh, it's... You didn't tell him about me?
You're early.
So the important thing is not to panic.
Like, I think we're past that, my guy.
Yeah.
But you know what's also perfect too? When it just seconds ago you was telling you knew there was no such thing as monsters, you knew everything.
I'm Grover. I'm your best friend, and
What are you?
It's a little rude, but okay.
and I'm your protector.
You're my protector?
Did a horrible
Boy,
job. You
stop.
sold me out, bro.
Yeah.
That thing that Dodge turned into, you saw it happen? Why didn't you say anything?
I saw some of it. The mist kept her hidden even from us until it was too late.
Mist? What's a mist?
Did you hear how he said it kept her hidden from us until it's too late?
Mm-hmm.
Like Percy didn't pick up on that. I was like, wait, who the hell is us?
Can't.
You told him about him, right?
Not yet, no.
A safe space where you can learn who you are and what the world is like on the other side of the mist. It's not far, actually, just a little ways past the bend up there.
Mom, what else haven't we talked about?
A whole lot.
What else haven't you told me?
Whoa, you saw that silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
He is next. He is brutal. He is relentless.
He's wearing underpants.
The myth and magic cards were training. Everything has been training for what's still ahead of you.
What's ahead of me?
Boys? Yeah, I'm actually 24.
Hold on.
He's actually what?
Say he's actually 24.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey.
How did she think that that was gonna go? There you go.
Dang.
Get fast and furious with it.
Well, the person in that car is dead, so there's that.
Yeah. Boy, can you imagine explaining that to the insurance company?
Yeah. What the deuce? Oh, okay. I can figure out what that was at first.
And the wreck Playboy.
Is that a Camaro?
Classic Camaro. Yeah.
Is everyone okay?
Can't lie, when I was a kid, I used to be a Trans Am fan because of Smokey and the Bandit.
Okay.
So if I had to pick between the two.
This way.
Yeah. I think in the movie they used a GTO. I think.
Was that what it was? Okay.
I think it was a GTO.
God, it's been so long since I've seen it, man.
Here.
Yeah, I remember it was an old
The
school.
boundary. No monsters can cross it. Percy will be safe on the other side.
Percy will be. But will all of us be safe?
Grover, I am entrusting you to protect my son, my only child.
Don't worry, Mrs. Jackson. Percy will be totally safe again.
Swear it.
What's happening?
Swear it, Grover. Keep him safe from anyone or anything that comes for him that wants to do harm, that looks at him the wrong way.
I'm like, no, I'm not swearing that, but we can go. Nah.
I mean, but doesn't he kind of have to if he's his protector?
Yeah, I mean, I can still do my job and not swear. I don't need the added pressure. It's hard enough to keep him alive. I will do my best.
I'd be like, have you met him? He probably gonna get us both killed.
Remember what I taught you. Remember the stories I told you, especially the stories they will tell you.
No way.
everything.
Mom, I'm not leaving you.
Perseus,
No, don't start with this remember the story shit.
You are not broken.
Come on now, tell her.
you are singular.
I hear that.
You're a miracle. And you are my son.
I like that speech. You are singular. I love that.
Brave the storm.
We are unbreakable.
I love you.
He's the chest purses.
Knees to chest, my guy.
Smells half blood. That's what he's tracking, yeah?
That's right.
So if he smells you in two directions at once, maybe I can confuse him, buy us both a little time to get away.
Mom, please don't.
It'll be okay.
Dang.
Go now.
That's a Minotaur, right? Is that what that is?
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
half bull, half man. Which is really when it gets down to it too, is like, man, what kind of freaky chick was that? Like, that's, ooh.
Whoa. Well, he didn't mean to do that.
Disney has made a couple smart decisions in this.
Yeah, man. Flick your bick. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Percy! Percy, no!
That's boy. I know you want to think that that's brave, but that's incredibly stupid as hell.
Oh, that's gonna suck. Oh. All right, Percy.
That's a bold move right there.
Why? He said, yo, I'm about that life. I got that hero blood in me.
Yeah.
Yeah, break that. Yeah, there we go. Oh, word,
Ah,
Percy? You like
gangster
that?
shit.
You like that? It's like, man, you better say my name.
Yeah, put some respect on my name.
Yo, my name ring out in these
Percy.
streets.
Percy, fool. Short for Perseus.
He's waking. Everyone, give him some space, please. Welcome to camp.
Hey, that's Glenn Thurman's voice, isn't it?
Yeah,
Expecting you.
Mr. Bruner.
Yeah.
He's a centaur.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see a cut down version of our reaction because we're only allowed to show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture. But if you want to watch the whole thing with us uncut, uninterrupted, head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Centel. Become a member of this channel. You'll get access to the full uncut reaction, but you will need your own Netflix, HBO Max, or Disney Plus subscription so you can open up each episode in an adjacent window to our reaction. We'll give you a little time with a small reference video at the bottom of the screen to help you sync up the footage. And it'll be like you're watching it with your favorite pals from the internet. Hey, so that was the very first episode of I accidentally vaporized my pre-algebra teacher for Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I like that they had a little bit of humor for the title. I'll go ahead and let you go ahead and take the reins on this, man. How you feeling for this first episode?
I think it was a great start. I was going to use a different word, but I think it's a great start to this. It is hard not to compare it to the movies. Like, you really, if you're a fan of this series, if you're a fan of books, you have no choice but to compare it to what came before. While the first Percy Jackson movie, which I'm assuming this series is going to cover that first movie, and really is covering the first book in the series, and I encourage anyone, if you haven't read Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson, the Olympians series, and he has actually several other series, YA reading that's fantastic.
Okay.
I suggest it. I think Walker Scobell, who plays Percy Jackson in this, I think just from the casting of him, he is far more believable as Percy, the Percy from the book, than Logan Lerman was in the first movie.
Okay.
I first saw Walker Scobell on another Netflix series with Ryan Reynolds called The Adam Project.
That's him. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Say less. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and he was fantastic
Yes,
in that.
he
Like
was.
he had the right tone and everything too. I mean, and essentially you're playing a young Ryan Reynolds. Like, man, come on. But in this, he has the right amount of angst, and anxiety, and everything going for what Percy did. He really did not understand his place in the world. He definitely does not understand his place in the supernatural world. And he really kind of shrunk away from everything until that adrenaline rose, and because now he's at the age where his power is kind of manifesting, is kicking in. So that kind of hero attitude pops up in him every now and then, even though Grover tried to tell you, he's like, listen, if there's anything I know, you never ever stand up to a bully. He's like, yeah, I don't think that's right.
He's like, yeah, I think you got those cliff notes a little wrong, my guy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think so far I like the casting of what I've seen. I like Grover. He's not as overbearing and trying to be the comedic sidekick guy like Brandon T. Jackson was, even though I didn't mind Brandon T. Jackson in the movie, but I like Grover being a little bit more toned back, because it's like, when he says, I'm your protector, he's like, yeah, I don't know about that. Where, I think that the way that Disney spent the money on the budget on this was actually pretty excellent, because like when they did the first scene with Miss Dodds, the harpy, when she pounced on him, when like she first turned, and when she pounced on him, she was on top of that, that was practical effects. That was just special effects makeup, which is excellent. And then another way to recycle things that have already been done, and we don't have to recreate the wheel. When she faded, when the Minotaur faded, when his mother faded, that's all the exact same ashing effect as Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
Disney pulled it. It's like, hold on, let's grab these special effects right over here, drop this code in here. Same stuff. You don't have to recreate the wheel. So I don't know. I really, I do say that as much as I love Glenn Turman, I did like Pierce Brosnan in the movie. Pierce Brosnan always has such a regal, kind of a debonair, you know, I mean, he was James Bond.
Yeah.
So, you know, to be a centaur and be the teacher, the wise teacher, I thought he was great. And Joe Pantoliano was great as the stepdad. He was super abrasive in the movie, and he was easy to hate from the minute you saw him. So the guy who played this played it more toned down, and the mom was intending to come back and stuff. So it's a little bit different take on it.
Okay.
I don't mind it, but I think for a beginning, I think this is an excellent start.
Okay. Hey, that's yeah. I think you hit all the notes and the tones. Now, I did read the book. It was a while ago, and I did enjoy it. But you have to keep in mind, I crush so much content that not a lot of stuff sticks. And this is one of those projects, unfortunately, where it didn't stick. And the movie didn't move me to the point where it should have stuck as well. So I really feel like I'm watching this again for the first time. But the movie it felt very fast. I do remember that the feeling of it feeling rushed. And the thing I love about a series is that especially when it comes to retelling a novel, a book, is that you have time. You have time to let scenes breathe. You have time for good character development. You have time to fall in love and time to hate some of these characters, you know, and that goes a very long way. I think so far off of the pacing and who we've seen with the characters, it's all great. I mean, I'm not over the moon over anything, and I'm not upset about anything. I'm just like, okay, I like enough to keep it going. Now, is this like an 8 out of 10 from what I've seen so far? I wouldn't go that far. You know, it's like, I think like I said earlier, IMDb gave it like an 8.2 overall so far. So it still has some room to kind of live up to it. But I can see where it's going. It's a way better start than the movies and what I've seen. And it's a way better start than a lot of other projects that I've seen on the platform as well. So I'm very, very optimistic. I am curious to see, you know, if I am going to see something that's going to warrant that 8.0. But I do like it. I guess the whole issue for me, it's not even an issue. It's just that I'm just being reintroduced to the world. So let's see what goes on. I can see where the potential is going to be. The special effects are good. Character development is good. The pacing is good. You know, it's giving me all the right tones and notes. Let me know in the comments how you are feeling regarding the reintroduction of this intellectual property. Sound like
yeah, I think for me it's I read the books, and that was quite some time ago, so I can't, you know, give you how this matches up to the book exactly. I remember some things from the books and some I don't. Yeah. And what's more fresh in my mind is the first movie. The second movie we won't even talk about. But the first movie is just one of those kind of things like why I might never seek to watch it. Yeah. If it comes on TV, you know, my kids are in the room or something, then I might just leave it on and let it play in the background or whatever. So I feel like the first movie, I've seen it, I don't know, recently, you know, some months ago or something like that. So it's a little bit more fresh in my mind. I think to your point, I won't say that this first episode gave me 8 out of 10 vibes. Maybe, you know, 7, but not 8. I do like the young man playing Percy Jackson. Yes. And I really think that the unsung hero of this, and I feel more for this character than I ever did in the movie, even though it wasn't a whole lot of screen time, was the mother. Yeah. Percy's mother, her interactions with him, and then some of the things that she said to him, for whatever reason, resonated with him. And even though the part where she disappeared, the Minotaur, I saw a different type of hurt in Percy's eyes, and you could tell that they had a completely different type of relationship. And they tried to pass that off in the movie, but just with a movie, if you're stuck to an hour and a half, 2 hours tops, and I want to say that movie was closer to an hour and a half, to get through this entire tome of book, you don't have a lot of time to establish those connections to the characters, or sometimes the characters' connections to each other.
Yeah.
So, and I thought that even though she didn't spend a lot of time in here, I thought they did I think they did a very good job on establishing with the one flashback, and then kind of the when he got kicked out of school and when he came home, that whole conversation between him and his mom, as well as what happened in the cabin.
Yeah.
They did a pretty good job of establishing their relationship.
Yeah. I am excited to see what this young man brings. I loved the Adam Project. I don't think it got enough fanfare. And to act, right across somebody that commands the screen like Ryan Reynolds, and to, I'm sure he picked up on a lot of his tutelage as well. So to have, your big start on the Adam Project as a young action star, and then to jump directly into this as a young action star, I'm like, wow, like you have to have a certain kind of maturity. I don't know how old this young man is in real life. He looks like he's probably no more than, 15 years old. But that takes a different kind of like a level of maturity in order to handle. And for him to show no fall off or drop off as far as like being an interesting character in this, speaks volumes. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else he brings to the screen.
The interesting thing about this is I don't know how long ago they filmed this, but as of us speaking on it right now, this Walker Scobell is only 14 years old.
Wow.
So for him to play a 12-year-old, and when was the Adam Project? Was that 2 years ago?
At least 2 years ago. At least.
Okay, so.
Well, no, it says, 2022, according to IMDb. So a good year. It came out, I'm willing to bet it came out at the beginning of that year, because it feels like it's been a little bit of time. But still, he's still a young man doing this. Yeah, here's my concern, though. Here's my concern. If this is going to be like a continuing series, find success and you get multiple seasons out of this, it's the Stranger Things factor. Like you can only look like a child, but for so long before you start looking like a grown man, and puberty is right around the corner. I'm sure at 15, he's in the depths of it. 14 or 15 years old, everything is about to start changing. So now that the strike is over, y'all better start cranking these episodes out as quickly as humanly possible, because the clock is ticking.
Well, and that was the one thing that made Harry Potter work, because in each the succession of books, the succession of movies, he moved up a grade or whatever. So it took into account that he was naturally aging, and he looked older as he was supposed to in each movie that came out. So that worked. It's almost like we grew up with Harry Potter on screen. I don't know if this will be that, but be interesting to see. Hey,
well, that's a good place to stick a fork in this. Let us know what we got right, what we got wrong, and the fun one is always what did we miss. Thank you so much for the comments that you are about to leave. We do read them, so please be kind. If you want to get to know this gentleman a little bit better, go ahead and let them know how they can reach you, my guy.
On all social media at DiamondMind, DiamondMynd, because it's all about this right here.
And don't worry, you can catch all that. There'll be a link in the description for that. Hey, thank you for your time, and we look forward to catching you on the next episode. All right, y'all. Peace.